So we know the bad. What's the one thing that you absolutely cannot wait to do? The thing that you're like longing to do the most?
That's really easy. Travel to see my family.
The words, once COVID is over, have felt akin to saying, once I win the lottery. Now, with 3 vaccine contenders and new over-the-counter testing, what was a distant dream seems closer. But 1 year after living under the reality of a pandemic, are we psychologically ready to get back to normal? And what does normal even mean?
Hola!
Hola!
I brought together a group of college friends from across the country.
Emily Bergman, and I live in Massachusetts.
Jessica Berry, and I live in Arkansas.
Dulce de Reyes, and I live in Illinois.
To see how COVID has changed them.
I now have hand sanitizer attached to everything, all my purses, all my bags, wallets, my kids. Not that we really go anywhere, but
I am never ever going to a buffet restaurant again after this after this pandemic. I'm done.
I wouldn't go to Chuck E. Cheese anymore, or even like the plate place at McDonald's with the slide and everything. I'm just like, no, you know what? We'll be okay. Let's just not go there anymore.
The long-term impact of widespread trauma, and that's what living through COVID has been, can vary a lot depending on how bad it was for you or whether you have a predisposition to mental illness.
For some people that struggle with anxiety or concerns or mental illness, such as OCD, it's going to make them even more less likely to be able to engage in some of those behaviors.
However, history shows us that some of the impact is universal. Take the Great Depression.
For many, many years afterwards, people were still operating from the framework of being in need as opposed to having enough. And I think that is translatable to this situation where people might be operating for a while from a place where they are fearing death as opposed to celebrating life.
In recent history, the 2002 SARS pandemic led to a drastic increase in mask wearing in parts of Asia, something that continues to this day. Changes may be headed our way too. For instance, a December 2020 Harris poll showed 54% who said they'd be happy to never shake hands again. The key to getting back to life is to take it slow and to recognize the differences between short-term behavioral changes to keep you safe from COVID-19 and when the changes become cause for concern.
One of the biggest things to realize is like when a response is useful versus when it's not useful. And if we're taking that useful response in a not useful time, then that's something that we ought to pay attention to.
And keeping hope is vital, so pay attention to the lingering signs of trauma, but make time to dream of the joys ahead.
I'm a church girl. I love church. And so I am ready for us to get back together, the whole church, and sing and just meet up.
You know, the parties and the weddings, a lot of stuff got canceled just because of everything that's been going on. So the family time.
Amber Strong, Newsy.